Okay. Okay, it's Mega here. So, this is the AAR for the first day on the Rubicon. All I'm gonna say is, dude, that bike freaking rips on the Rubicon. That is a freaking great bike to take on the Rubicon. All I can say is, so here's what I thought was good about this bike. It's electric. You don't have to fool around with any carbs or jetting, fuel injection. You know, it has the same power as it does at sea level as it does here, which is 6,300 feet. We pretty much went up to 7,000 feet. No loss in power, you know, no loss in power until the battery goes down. So that's what I want to say. So yeah, that is one advantage of running this electric bike. Another thing I really liked about this bike was it's narrow. The tires are small, you know. You could fit them into little cracks and stuff and get through, you know, squeeze through the rocks and stuff. It's so easy. Let me see, what else did I like about the bike? Yeah, it was just really light and easy to handle, go over the rocks and stuff. You didn't have to worry about shifting and stuff. One thing you do have to be careful with is spinning the tires on the rocks. So last night around 0500 it started raining. It rained a little bit, enough to get, you know, the Rubicon nice and wet. So there's a lot of hero dirt out there, but there's a lot of pools of water and stuff. And all I can say is when we hit the so those rocks were slippery, dude. The tires would just spin on them. Even though they were trials tires, man, they would just spin on them. So that's all I'm gonna say, man. It was lack of traction. I cannot get good traction on this bike, and you know, I feel that sprocket, it's too much sprocket for the bike. It's just too much torque. You know, it's geared too low. It just wants to spin the tires all the time. If you go wide open. So what I learned is, like, don't go wide open. Just feather the throttle. Just give it a little bit of throttle. Give it like, just stab at it a little bit sometimes too. Like, give it a little throttle, back off, give it a little throttle, and then kind of bounce down on the seat and stuff. And then you can get the back. You know, you can get traction on the rear and get it over those rocks. It was really easy to ride. I don't want to ride my KLX on that. I am not riding my KLX on that shit, dude. I do not want to ride it on that. I think it would do okay, you know, but it would just, you know, this was so much easier. I did kind of blow through the stroke a couple times, the front, and it's, you know, it's just gonna happen if you're not riding, you know, right. you gotta ride so the front is light. Sometimes just getting a little bit of speed, you know. But the good thing is the bike doesn't stall either. That's another thing. That's another good thing. It doesn't stall. It won't stall until you dump it. I dumped it about 4 times and no damage. Just got a little scuffed up, you know. And a lot of those times it was just like I was kind of trying to jump a rock, and then the front got hung up on another one or a log or something, and then it just stopped, you know, and then boom, down I go, you know, that type of thing. But man, it was a lot of fun. So, what do I think that's bad about this bike? About it riding on the Rubicon? Yeah, the traction. There wasn't a whole lot of traction because of the water and the mud and stuff. The rocks are really slippery. But other than that, it did great. I don't really have any complaints about it. The brakes were fine. We weren't going fast. The GPS said we were going an average of 5.4 miles an hour. Like, you could probably walk faster than that shit. I shit you not. You could probably walk the Rubicon faster than you can drive or ride it. It's, you know, unless you are like a freaking King of the Hammers rider or something, you know, then yeah, man. Or King of the Motos is what they called it. Yeah, no damage. Even in rubbing on the rocks, like I said, the bike is narrow, so you know, minimal rubbing. Okay, one thing I didn't like is, like, the foot pegs. Foot pegs rub on not on everything, but it rubbed quite a bit because they're kind of low. You just kind of have to be careful with that. The foot peg brackets would get hit, and the foot peg brackets bend really easily, man. I got this problem with the kickstand hitting the tire, and it's like it makes this noise, this dragging noise. I don't like it, man. Like, what else? Yeah, we had no problems on the trail. There was a lot of Whiskey Tango Foxtrot moments. I'm not gonna lie, dude. So we're just riding along, and then you just see this freaking boulder field, and you're just like, what the hell? What the hell, man? You want me to ride through that? Like, for real? Like, all right, let's do it. But the cool thing is, like, if you wanted to walk it through a hard section, you know, you could. You could do it pretty easily, and the bike was light enough where you could, you know, you could muscle it around, move it around. I did quite a bit of pivot turns, not the cool pivot turns that I normally do. I was just kind of tired and out of steam. We are at 6,700 foot elevation, so there's less oxygen up here. So while the bike doesn't need oxygen to run, I need oxygen to run. So that's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, that is. I'm not gonna lie, that is probably the roughest riding I've ever done. I've been to like Moab, and I've done some of the kind of hard trails out there. That is a rock hopping, boulder jumping, you know, type of thing. Slab, you know, slick rock stuff. There's plenty of slick rock, plenty of boulders, plenty of baby heads, rock gardens, talus fields, you name it, it's got it, man. And there was a couple water crossings. Did great on the water crossings. I don't remember how high the water was. It must have been like, it must have been up to the wheel bearings. So I don't really want to check the wheel bearings when I go. There's some water in there. The fenders held up pretty well. I think the fender helped a lot, but I still got some mud and stuff. When you spin the tire, and you can hear it spin, and you can smell it, this tire smoke burning. You just see this rooster tail just pop you on the head with like water or rock or dirt or something. So I feel that my fender extension, it works good, but you're still gonna get some stuff on you. So but I tried my best. And I got to actually test it today, because there was lots of wood, not wood, there was a lot of mud and hero dirt and water out there. So this is my first time riding the Rubicon from, no, okay, that's not true. This is my second time riding the Rubicon from Loon Lake, but this is the furthest I've gotten. I came up here in my DR650, and I rode just a very short portion of it. I rode pretty much, probably like half a mile. I rode in half a mile, and I was like, whoa, that's good for me, man. I got to turn around. I'm going to turn around right here. I don't really want, you know, ride a big old bike with all this gear on it through the Rubicon. But by far, that is the hardest section of the Rubicon I've ridden from Loon Lake. It is no freaking joke, man. It's just like boulder field, slick rock, you know, all of it. It's just all of that. And boy, I have to say I think the hardest section, I went down Little Sluice. I think I went down Little Sluice, and that was hard. I went down it. I didn't go up it, because I kind of wandered over there, and it was just like, well, where do we go? I'm like, shit. I'm like, oh, okay, there's the trail right there, but that looks like really rough. I'm like, and I look at it, and oh, we were supposed to go on the other side of that mountain part. So I said, fuck it, just let's go, let's do it. So I did it, and I get the feeling we're not supposed to be out. We didn't do this before. I'm pretty sure we didn't do this before. Let's check it out. I think I know where this goes. There was a trail there that said Little Sluice, and this is it right here. You can get on the pegs here. You can ride it out a little bit. As long as there's no big, like a waterfall or anything, man. Yeah, we definitely didn't go down. Oh, okay, I see the track right there. The trail. This is an obstacle. I almost got pinned by the bike. It's just really hard. There's lots of rocks. Shortcut. There it is. There's the toilet. We did it! Woo! That was a Little Sluice. I remember I didn't see these. Yeah, it was rough. We had to walk it off a couple sections, but I was able to ride some of it. So, well, I was getting so tired. I'm so tired and hungry right now. We only rode we were only gone for like 4 hours. So, and yeah, we didn't get very far. We made it 13.7 miles according to the odometer here. I will say that's 14 miles. It was 14 miles. We went 7 miles there and 7 miles back. The whole Rubicon is like 22 miles. It was at 60%. 60% when we got there. Yeah, it was about 60% when I got to Buck Island Dam or Lake. And then I took a bunch of pictures, and then I said like, hey, let's ride it up a little bit, and then turn around. And that was it. And we got about 30% left, but it's definitely low on power. You can definitely feel it. Like when you give it a stab of the throttle, it doesn't have that urgency to accelerate anymore. But that's okay. You don't need a whole lot of power on the Rubicon. You just need torque. You just need, you just need torque. You don't need a lot of power on the Rubicon. I found that out, man. The lighter bike is better with the Rubicon. I didn't want to ride my KLX through that. We probably could, but once you get to the really serious boulder fields, yeah, dude. One of the things you should do is you gotta think quick. You gotta think quick, and yeah, you gotta think quick, but you still have to kind of take your time. Take your time and plot a line. If you see it kind of nasty up ahead, stop first, and then assess what's ahead of you, and then kind of plot a course that you feel comfortable doing. And that's what I did. I would just say like, oh, okay, let's do that, and then we went and did it. So, and then yeah, man, I would tell you that's one of the most intense, slowest trail riding I've ever done. Like I said, you could probably hike faster than that. I'm not lying, dude. And I felt like I was doing it on a mountain bike, an electric mountain bike. This thing freaking rips out there, man. It was great. If there is anything it was more suited for, it's that kind of trials type of stuff. That's not real hardcore trials, but it's pretty close. And this bike, it did great. I complained about it. Oh, it doesn't climb the hills fast. Oh, there's no traction. It's not very fast, But today, I think it shined today. So I'm gonna tell you, I don't want to ride the gas and dirt bike anymore on this stuff. And all I can say is the Loon Lake Rubicon is no joke. It's no joke. It is rough, man. Let me see. Let's go over some kind of stats here. Yeah, so our max speed was 21 miles an hour. That was the fastest we went. I don't really know where it was. Probably going down one of those hills, It was 5.4 miles an hour average, but it says 5.3 now because we've just kind of been sitting around. And we were moving for 2 hours and 33 minutes, and boy, was it a workout, man. It was just sweating all the time. I would hate to do this when it's hot out here. It rained last night, and it's cold it's pretty cool right now. I would say it's about 60s, maybe 50s right now, but the weather was just beautiful today. Perfect, man. It's beautiful out here. I'm glad I came down. So what's the plan next? We're gonna charge the battery. I'm gonna maybe have lunch or I'm gonna pack up. We're gonna load the Light Bee back onto the trailer, and then we're gonna drive to Airport Flats, and then we're gonna camp there. And we're gonna set up a base camp, and then we're gonna go. What's the word? And then we're gonna ride the Wentworth Springs Rubicon Trail, maybe on this bike and maybe on the gas bike too. So we're gonna set up a little camp there, and then maybe we'll go to Bunker Hill if we got time. What I might do is I'm gonna go we'll go ride the Light Bee up to the dam again, and I'll take some pictures. It was kind of hard to take pictures there this morning because the sun was in the way, but the sun's like over there now. So, and then we'll go ride around. We'll go ride around the lake a little bit, and then take some pictures, and then we'll go. I'm gonna pack up and then we're gonna head to Airport Flats Campground. That's we get to go back where we came, and then we're gonna kind of do this kind of horseshoe type thing, a big U-turn sort of. We're gonna stage at the campground, and then I'm gonna eat, and then that'll be it for today, pretty much, for riding for today. And then tomorrow we're gonna go ride the Wentworth Springs Rubicon Trail. That's like they call it the old Rubicon Trail is what they call it. So we'll get a taste of how that is. I did get to ride a section of the Wentworth Springs Rubicon, not from the campground, but from the pavement. If you go out on the pavement, you can. There's a Rubicon Trail there, and I remember it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that difficult. So I think we can ride the KLX. So we'll probably ride the KLX then. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. So I think we're gonna pack up. I'm gonna go pack up, and then we're gonna go set up camp somewhere else, and then yeah. So that's the AAR for the first day of riding the Rubicon. Tomorrow we're gonna ride Wentworth Springs, and maybe we'll go up to Bunker Hill and to the fire lookout. I know the gate is locked. They locked the gate, but you can kind of get around it. Probably on this bike you can get around it. I'll just say like, yeah, it's a mountain, it's a bicycle, or like someone around it, you know. I've hiked up there before. so yeah, if they say anything. But there's a nice view up there, and then that'll be it. That'll probably be Friday. So it's Thursday right now. So tomorrow is Friday. We're gonna go do that, and then we're gonna leave. Yeah, man. We might leave Saturday. I'm thinking we'll leave Saturday. I'm thinking Saturday. There's probably gonna be a boatload of freaking people trying to ride the Rubicon. So, that's why I came here on a weekday. I heard it gets busy here. So it would have been nice to go out on the trails, and yeah, another thing is it would have been nice to go out on trails and see people, you know, see Jeeps and stuff do their stuff. I saw a 4Runner out there, and I talked to them for a while, and they had questions about the bike and stuff. Everyone does, man. and yeah, it was. I got to see them do this one section, and then that was it. And then I never saw them again. So, and then there was a bunch of dudes here with a bunch of Jeeps, and there was a tofu truck, a 86 4Runner, and they went out on the trail. So, and there was like a Willys Jeep here, and they were all from like Washington. So, looks like they went to go escape the rain, and they came down to California. so yeah, yeah, I'm having a whole lot of fun. All right, here's my out. Okay, one thing that I wanted to note that I just saw on the bike was this. There's lots of grease. There's lots of grease coming out of the seal here, man. I know this thing is packed up with grease and stuff. This is your damper assembly. Yeah, just gonna have to wipe it off. I noticed that happened during the Coyote Creek Enduro, so same story here. I think if you're working the suspension hard, then yeah. Also, I wanted to point out, skid plate did a great job. Look at that. That Luna Cycle skid plate, good stuff, man. It I remember it hit pretty hard a couple times, man. Here it hits here, it hits here, right there. Lots of places to hit, like right around here. But the ground clearance was pretty good on the Light Bee, man. Great ground clearance, and yeah. There's a Jeep that just came by. It's kind of doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, so great, really good ground clearance on the Light Bee. But I did bottom it out a couple times. I remember we bottomed out the front, and we would stack it on some of the rocks, and yeah, the wheels didn't get all banged up because these tires they're wider than the rim, so there's a couple scratches here. I don't know where it's from, but the wheels look okay too. I think there was a dead spoke I found earlier. The spokes seem okay though. Maybe we'll tighten up later today. But oh yeah, look at this spoke. It's bent. Look at it. It's all kind of crooked. Let's deal with that. Yeah, all I can say is these wheels are not good. The rear wheel. If I were you, you know, if you want, I would think you should get a better rear wheel. I feel that that rear wheel is just not good enough. I would get like a motorcycle wheel, and then put that hub on it. Maybe put some thicker spokes on it. I feel that rear wheel, it feels like it's too fragile. I don't like it, and it rubs on the kickstand too. The tires, the knobs on the tires. So I don't like that also. So I'm not really happy with the rear wheel on the Sur-Ron. The front is okay. The front seems to be able to handle it okay, but I think you need like a beefier rear wheel. That's what I'm thinking. Plus, it would give you better traction too. So, the Shinko tires, they did okay, but on the wet rocks, man, they just spin. You a freaking burnout on the rocks. But they take punishment pretty well, man. Look at them. They don't look like they're really beat up that bad. Look at this tire on my KLX. It looks horrible, dude. It's chunked up all over the place. This one is a little trooper, man. I rode both of these. Well, I've ridden this one through some pretty rough stuff too. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of rock rubbing going on the wheel. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's just some stuff I noticed about the bike. Its state, when I was when we're gonna go load it back up on the trailer. I'll probably get a napkin and wipe all that grease off, and then we'll have to see if maybe we can get this fork serviced. That's what I'm thinking. You need to service. Probably just need to put some new grease in there or something. Yeah, I don't really know how to work on mountain bike forks, so. All right, let's pick up. All right, so I also do want to say, I'm probably the very first person to ride the Sur-Ron Light B on the Rubicon. I think. I'm not 100%, but there you go, man. You did it. You could totally do it on the Rubicon. You could totally ride that bike on the Rubicon. Not the whole thing, because you'd probably run out of juice. But if you've had some buddies with a Jeep that could help bring a battery, like if you had a second battery with you, you could probably do it. Or if you had some buddies that were gonna do the trail, and you ride and you just meet them at a campground along the Rubicon, and you camp there, and then hopefully they brought a generator or something. You can charge your battery overnight and then ride the rest of it. So that's one way I think you could do it. How far could you get to the Tahoe side with one battery? If you ran it dry, you might be able to finish 80% of it. I'm thinking 70 to 80%. You can probably finish 78. We did 50%. I'm not gonna lie. We did about half. So, but the battery after 50%, the power just drops off a whole lot, man. It just becomes really slow. But like I said, you don't really need a whole lot of power. So, but sometimes it helps. Yeah. So you don't necessarily have to worry about power all that much, unless you're going to climb a big hill, but there's not really too many hills that climb. You're just gonna go up one ledge to another ledge. You're going up the hills really slow, no matter what. It's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So yeah. I just wanted to say, first Light B to ride Rubicon. Maybe it's the first electric motorcycle to ride Rubicon too. Maybe, could be, but not the whole thing. And who knows? Maybe somebody brought an Alta out here. Maybe somebody, maybe somebody has like a electric mountain bike that they rode out here. I don't know, man. But this is probably the first Sur-Ron Light B that has ridden the Rubicon Trail. Good job. That's what I was gonna say. Okay, Hades Mega here. It's the next day, but I just wanted to make a comment about the Rubicon Trail yesterday. There's many times we got lost. We got lost like a lot. Well, probably a handful of times. You just kind of stray off the trail. You would see like an easier way to go, and I would take it, and then that would be like off the trail. So it's good to have a GPS to tell you where to go. Half the time though, I can't really tell. I mean, I could tell where the track is and where to go, but it's just like
it's hard to change directions, where you're at, pretty much most of the time, unless there is like a flat spot where you could just ride around in a circle. Most of the time, it's just like dragging the bike or trying to do a pivot turn. Um, yeah, because the bike was really light, I could choose a different line. I could choose a different line right away. Like if I went up a harder way, and I'm like, there's an easier way over there. Let's just do a pivot turn, and then we'll go that way instead. That was really handy to have with that bike. Yeah, so I just wanted to point out, yeah, we got lost a bunch of times, um, and not having a GPS would have been made it harder to track your bike. On the way back, I could follow my tracks. I could see what my tire tracks look like. The trials tires have this a very distinct looking pattern. So that's what helped a lot on the way back, and I just kind of followed my old track on the way back. But on the way back we got lost too, and I wound up on the Little Sluice. So I don't know how that happened. We like I said, we were on the different side of the mountain, and then so I wound up just going down it. So which actually wasn't too bad. Maybe like the first part was pretty bad, and it kind of leveled out. We were able to ride a little bit of it, and then we had to walk it a little bit. And yeah, it was slow going. I was going to say, all right, here's Miguel.